First things first here. We're getting close, guys. You're actually seeing a preview here. We're getting close to the open house. All 400 square feet. Yeah. Should be coming up the first Sunday in June, which is June 2nd. Pretty exciting, huh? Well, I've got some other exciting news to share with you before the open house. What did I name this structure? So with no further ado, today I am going to reveal the name of this building where I park my wheels for a few, and then I go hit the road again in Happy Haven. And I'm also going to create a sign. I'm going to hand make a sign for this home. Hope you'll join me. Hey, all you Serene and Simple Life cyber friends out there. I'm Linda, and I'm living a serene and simple life in this cute little tiny home. Many of you know that I like to name my homes. 2018, nomad, living full-time in a car. I called her Serenity Sedan. And then we're on to my Toyota Highlander, which is Happy Haven, that I mentioned in the beginning. And today I have finally come up with a name for this tiny home. But before I reveal the name to you, I'm going to give you an opportunity to guess what the name might be or is, and put in the comments. So what you're going to have to do is put in the comments, and this is a trusting situation, and don't read the other comments, and also stop the video here and restart it after I give you a couple little hints. Sound like fun? I think so. The first letter, it's 3 words. The first letter begins with a C. One of my favorite letters. My daughter's name begins with a C, but today we're naming this tiny home. All right, and it's a descriptive word. And then we come up and we have N. CN. This I'll give you, no, I won't. I'll just tell you it begins with an N. And it describes a feeling, and it also describes maybe a size. Alrighty, and then we go back to C, and C is probably the easiest word. It actually describes the structure. CNC. Not too hard, huh? Maybe some of you already have it. Alrighty, I guess it's drum roll time. Did you stop the video? Did you put in the comments before I reveal, or turn the voice down as you're thinking and don't read lips? I know, now you're not going to have to wait 15 minutes for the video, huh? At least I don't think you are. I am going to show you one item that I'm going to be using to make the sign before we reveal, only because I do want to give you a little bit more time to put in the comments before I just spit it out. I'm going to make a plaque. You know how people's houses have little name plaques, like they'll have their name and then they'll have established in whatever year they moved in. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to put this, I think, on the opposite side of where the light is above the door, on the opposite side, and bring it down some. But during the open house, I'll be showing you that. The month of June is actually going to be all about this house. I haven't really called it a house before, this home. It's not on wheels. My other home's outside. It's right around the corner here. It's parked next to the window. There's the window. See? Pretty window with trees. And a picnic table out there where I did a lot of videos of the build. Anyways, yeah, I'm going to do a whole series in June about, and I'm naming it BIC. It's going to be the build. It's going like the steps. It's going to be so that you have it like all in a nutshell, kind of like a Cliff Notes book. And then inspections that I had to get done, which there was a ton. And then the cost. Actually, the cost within the parameters of my quotes, you know, an apples to apples thing. Me personally, what, not to the bottom penny what it cost, but to give you a good idea of what something like this would cost. And then you have to either, you know, depending upon where you live, you have to start doing your own homework. All right, I think I've given enough little chatter here. And I want to show you all the products before I get going on making the sign. And then I'll show you some of the steps as I go. And then I'll show you the finished. Dun, 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 CNC. Cozy. Did you get that right? Cozy. Nest. And the easy one. Cottage. Cozy Nest Cottage. Guys, I love it. Do you love it? Remember, this is a positivity only if you don't like it. And like my mama used to say, if you don't have anything nice to say, then don't say anything at all. That's just the way we roll here. So who of you loves it? I like it. And in the next video, I'm actually going to break it down how I came up with that name. And I'm telling you, it wasn't like a simple, this is what I'm gonna call it. No, no, no. It was like 4 months of thinking it through. Yep. 3 months, 3 to 4 months, serious thinking it through. So I went to both Hobby Lobby and Michael's to pick up the products that I wanted to use for this sign. And before that, I was thinking that I would just support local or support small. I mean, even when I was in Arizona, I ran it by like Debbie that I want to get a sign, and they have signs on the corner there, but I didn't know the name of it yet, so it wasn't really an option. And then I went to Etsy and I was like, yeah, it would be really nice to support somebody local. But the signs were like anywhere between $40, $60, $80. And I was like, I don't know, you know, ordering something like that online and you get it, and if you don't really like it a lot, and there's just something to be said about, you know, there's just a great satisfaction in making something yourself, right? Remember last Christmas I made my, 2 of my grandkids. I'm gonna make another one for my youngest here yet. I might do that for this Christmas, if not next. I made them blankets. You know, I could have bought them at a local craft show and given them to them, but it's just not the same. And that's how I feel about my sign here. And really, I debated, before I show you these products, I debated whether I was going to use stencils. This was on the list when I went to Michael's and Hobby Lobby. What am I going to get? Am I going to invest in a Cricut? Which at some point I really would like to. Put in the comments, do you have a Cricut, and what kind do you have? I know Silhouette came out, several years ago, and they probably have a couple since then. I had a very small one back in the day, and it was really a lot of fun. I don't need all the bells and whistles, but if I make signs or little plaques with, some of you might be able to help me out, those little plaques where I kept a lot of the wood from this house, then what kind of cricket should I get to make little, you know, maybe sticky signs to put on, or even to glue them on? I don't know. But anyways, I was thinking about a cricket, and I was also thinking about, I ran into a video of something where she used carbon paper. She actually printed out the name with her computer with like an online name thing, and then printed it out, and then put carbon paper between the piece of wood and the name, and then she drew around with all the letters, and then it transferred onto the wood, and then she took chalk markers and colored it in, and it really looked like a lot of fun to do it that way. But I was like, I don't know if I want to take the time to do that. I don't know, maybe in a future sign. But for this one, I decided to do a plaque like this that was already, I'm going to stain this with the same color as my railings, which is called driftwood out there on, you know, my porch. And then I already showed you I'm going to be using letters, but I got these letters at Michael's before I went to Hobby Lobby, and they're pretty, like, they're fat looking, and I really wanted a script, but they didn't have the script, like Cozy Nest Cottage, you know, it kind of has a scripty feel to it. So instead of like stark like these, and these are kind of, I don't know, they're a little kiddish looking, a little like no flair to them at all. So I was like, well, if that's what I got to do, that's what I got to do. And I actually carefully opened up the package with like one staple, and I bought it and made sure that it had all the letters. Well, it was like, didn't have 2 C's, so I'm gonna have to cut one. So I was like, okay, that's what I'll do. But then, lo and behold, we go to Hobby Lobby, and what I call a score. Let me show ya. Look how fun, guys. Is that fun? Can you see the letters? I was about to open this the other day to start making, and I'm like, no, I need to do a video first. But look, they have like a little burned edge to them, although I've been debating, you know, put these on the gray driftwood color, but they're not really gonna pop. So I decided I am going to spray them. And I found something, you know me, I'm kind of cuckoo with names and colors. You'll find that out in the next video too. My walls, my exterior walls, the shiplap is called Waterfall. And my door is called Thermal Spring. And the walls in here is called Drift of Mist. I couldn't make this up if I tried. It's all water. And I found a color that I really liked. I go with the color first, I really do. This is called Matte Surf. So we're still in the watercolors, guys. Look. And I got matchy on today. I did that on purpose. I love this color. I love any kind of like teal, all the shades of teal. Did I ever show you Debbie that lives in Arizona and Michigan? This sits on my windowsill. How cute. She made this, and it's all those teal colors, guys. Gotta love it. And it's a tree. Bunny trail. So anyways, I like this, but I'm going to spray paint them. So then I will use my wood glue, which I've had this forever. It's almost done to the bottom. I may use Elmer's glue. I don't know if that'll be strong enough for on wood. So paint the plaque, spray paint the letters, glue them on. Sign is done, except for at Walmart for 99 cents, I found these cute little sticker letters, and I think I'm gonna put at the bottom, like in the right-hand corner here, EST 2024. What do you think? You like it? So I spent $21.97 on the 3 items. On this wood piece was $7.49. The letters were $8.49, and the paint was $5.99. I didn't include this because I already had that on hand, and I forgot to include this. So we'll round this to, like, say $23. And I'm going to have enough letters left over to make the RV site sign also, which I'll be doing a reveal of the name of that later in the fall. And I picked this up at Michael's because I thought I was going to use this one first. Which one do you guys like better? Dun, dun, dun. But I think I'll use this to hang on a tree for the RV site. Gotta love it, huh? Artsy fartsy here. And I really like this. You'll probably like this better now too for the house, because this is going to go on one side, and this I'm going to put vertical with my house numbers. I don't have house numbers, guys. They're on the mailbox across the way. And one of the inspectors, which I am doing a whole video on the inspections, he's like, you need to get house numbers. And I know that's smart. That's like a safety thing. So I'm going to be making with these numbers. I'm not going to actually show you what my house number is, because that wouldn't be cool. But these two will match. This will go probably underneath the little light that I have outside, and this will go across the way. So I'm really excited that I got these both at Hobby Lobby. This one was like $2.99. So gotta love it, huh? And I like the idea that I'm going to have like a 3-dimensional sign rather than stencil on here. So I don't know if anyone's ever done a sign like that before, but I like to be a first. And I also, there's hummingbirds around here. So I thought this would either be really, really cute on this sign, depending upon where the letters go. And it has the nice little turquoise in there. Or I'm thinking I'll put it up here with the numbers for my house number sign. And I won't be showing you this. I'm going to do this the same way. I'm going to paint it the gray and then paint. I may leave the numbers white though. I really like the white look for my house numbers. So that's it, guys. These were $1.49 each. So a little bit shorter video here for you today, except now, not really, because I'm going to go outside. I'm going to use my tray table and I'm going to spray the letters, and then I will show you the finished sign. Alrighty, keep watching. Stationery. This is my all-time favorite place to be. Here and the picnic table. This is, dun-da-da, can you see it? It's the Cozy Nest Cottage porch. And I am thinking I'm going to put it right up here, guys, in between these two boards. And then I'll put my house number on the other side. See? Thermal spring door, up close and personal. I know when I was showing you when I moved in and, you know, as it was being painted, it really wasn't up close and personal. But now it is. This is actually my first video out here on the porch. Oh my gosh. I'm digging it. So, first things first again, I said I was gonna do using the deck stain. See, that's the color. I think this is called Driftwood. Sherwin-Williams. This is what my porch posts are. Ooh, there's lots of dirt. I'm getting all kinds of dirt here. But then as I was digging for my brushes, everything inside my metal cabinet, I just love it, my craft cabinet. Did you see that video, me putting that together? Anyways, I know you have other things to do besides watch Serene and Simple Life, right? But I've got all my sponge brushes, and I just think that using a sponge brush and using my chalky finish retro vintage paint is a good way to go. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to paint this with the chalk acrylic Americana Decor. Bought this a long time ago at Hobby Lobby. This is an ultra matte vintage color. And then I will spray paint the letters right here. And it'll be a nice, quick, easy job. And then I'll glue all the letters down. Oh my gosh, I just spent like a half an hour putting these letters on here, trying to arrange them. I got dirt here now, as I mentioned. But as you can see, the Z and the Y are throwing me off because they're just a tad bigger. But I do like that. It gives it like more of a funky, you know, crafty flair than those other letters that I showed you. I'm gonna probably take those back. Anyways, all right, let's get rolling on the paint job. This is a 5x16. It's called the Innkeeper sign. And this, I love the color. It feels a little thick. It doesn't say to add water though. I think I have in the past. I use this paint on my keepsake wood boxes, my Say It Display It. Go to sayitdisplayit.com if you want to see some really, really cool inspiration. Yeah, just saying. I know if it's been a while for you, you need to check it out. Check it out. And this says achieve a chalky matte finish with the innovative paint suited for all decor styles, ideal for use on furniture, cabinets, walls, molding, decorative glass, metal, and more. Unique formula provides superior adhesion and coverage. Shake or stir well, clean object thoroughly, no sanding or priming necessary. Apply using a soft brush. I use a sponge brush or roller, allow to dry between coats, distresses easily. That's natural tannins or existing stained finishes may bleed through paint. Test on hidden area to ensure stain blocker is not required. Dun, da, da. You can use cream waxes for extra protection. I do have some cream wax I may put on since this is going to be outside. So with no further ado, here goes nothing. I was thinking about that. Here goes nothing. Like, who came up with that saying? All right, here we go, guys. Are you ready? Yeah, this is going to have a little bluish tint to it, and it feels a little thick too. But, and you know what? I forgot. I need to not put it on too heavy because I do want that distressed look. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. See? Brings some of the wood through there. I like that. You like that? Instead of making a solid. I almost went overboard here because the letters are going to take up a lot of that. But I like it. So I'm going to do the edges here real quick. This literally takes seconds. If you get my wood keepsake box, because I haven't been painting those lately, you can paint it yourself. And now the edges, I'm not going to get between the crevices. I did enough of that for a lifetime with the shiplap. Oh my gosh. You know, I still have below the counter to do. I didn't realize that that wasn't done. I still have, it's still the primed white. I thought it was all done. And then the bathroom still needs to be painted too. Go figure. All right, guys, so there's the edges. See how I'm not getting it inside? I'm just gonna leave it like that. And then I'll be back at you here in a minute. Backside now, you know, you can pull as little or as much paint as you want. I actually forgot when I first started painting, I was like making it solid, and that's not the look I wanted to achieve. Next project is getting the porch screened in, guys. Marion is coming on in a few days from now, so I'll be posting that next. At least I think it'll be next. Right now I'm doing videos on Thursdays and Sundays. Sundays at 1 p.m. Eastern and Thursdays at 5 p.m. Eastern. I was doing 3 a week, but that was a bit much. I don't know if I'll go back to that or not. Add Tuesday to the mix. I don't know, you guys keeping up? Thursdays and Sundays, a half an hour or less. So there's the back. Not that we're ever gonna see that, but now I am going to spray paint the letters. I'm going to stand up to do that. When I looked at this, I actually decided to go and put a little bit more paint in the in between the pieces there, and I'm liking it better. See how this is, I don't want that unfinished wood coming through like that. And this is really easy when you're standing up, go figure, versus when I was sitting down I didn't see it as well. So yeah, I'm making that more solid, guys. See? After all that, I decided to add more paint to the front. I'm just going to leave the back as is. Which side do you like better? Because I'm going to be putting the letters on now. I don't like that blonde coming through. I like the more chalky solid. So I touched that up a little bit, and now we're going to spray paint the letters and let the plaque dry just a little bit more. I've been shaking. And we'll be back. Here goes nothing moment. Shook for a couple minutes, says spray lightly, leave it dry for a couple minutes, and go back, loving the color. Okay, we'll have to flip them. And what's really going to be cool is if I don't get the sides, I like that little wood distress look that I showed you before. Okay guys, I'll be flipping here in a second. Silly me, no more flipping. These are going to be glued down, but I do need to do a second coat. The wind was blowing, so what I thought was doing a thick coat was not doing a thick coat, but look how pretty. So I will be back at you after I measure and glue these all down and show you the finished sign. Back inside, it was getting a little toasty out. We're getting there, guys. What do you think? Do you like the colors? The retro vintage and the color of the letters. I'm digging it. So the tools, I use this to get the glue out of the bottom. This is like a file cabinet, file folder thingy. I keep it to get stuff out. And then I found this little tool that I can use to put the glue on the backs of the letters, just using a simple paper plate here. And we got it all lined up. And as soon as I get the cottage word on there and the EST 2024, I'll show it to you, okay? Right. I'm crafted out. Are you listened out? Dun, da, da. I'm happy. One thing that I'm thinking about is somehow doing an outline of white on the actual letter, but kind of having it like in a shaded look, like real small outline and not like a serious line, or not like a regular fine line, but more like a, I don't know how to explain it. So I'm gonna look online, and if you have any ideas, maybe tracing these letters in white, but not really a trace, but more like a chalky that goes around it, just real tiny, like a 1/4 inch or 1/8 of an inch. What do you think? Leave it like this or add the white to it? And there is no room for the hummingbird, so I am going to do a future sign with the house number. I guess I won't really be showing it to you. I showed you the products that I bought. I'm thinking of painting the wood part white and then maybe doing the letters in this color. I think that would be a nice pop. Either that or white and black letters. Put in the comments, which do you think for my house numbers sign? All right, guys, there you have it. Cozy Nest Cottage. Please subscribe and click the bell and give this one a thumbs up. And then stay tuned for the next one. How did I come up with this name? It was a process, and you are going to learn something. All righty. Blessings in your day, joy in all your craft projects, and of course, joy in the journey. I love you guys.